I thought it might be interesting to talk about some of the things I bought today. So I went to visit the hardware shop. I went past it last time with Seb and got this goat fur radiator brush. I definitely need to come back and peruse through every single object because it brings me joy. So I went back and I was enraptured by some certain tools there that I ended up purchasing. The first one is a dish scrub. I've never really bought a dish scrub for myself. I've been to some other households and used it, but I didn't really fuck with it. I think it's because maybe it's too rough, the texture, and it affords less dexterity compared to a sponge because you can use your fingers with the sponge to clean. But with the brush, like the scrub, it doesn't afford that. Lately I've been feeling that the scrub daddies that I've been using are producing way too much microplastic. I was like, damn, I need to get something more robust and probably less bacteria friendly. So I looked up on ChatGPT, like, what is the most hygienic dish cleaning tool? And the number one was a dish scrub, so I got it. And then I also got replacement heads because I am going to commit to using the scrub brush. Most of the things that I want to buy has been on my mind. Like, it might seem impulsive, but it's more like eruptive. Like, it builds up and then I feel like it's like the time. Maybe this one is impulsive, but I got a dish scrub stand holder and I assembled it thinking the scrub would dangle on it, but it doesn't. Like, it sort of barely rests on the base, and that annoys me because on the image it's supposed to dangle, and then I noticed that on the, like, this is a different brand. Well, I actually knew that, but I just assumed that this would dangle. But this is a fatal design error. Like, this really bothers me. But now that I've committed to using a scrub, I need to have this. I don't know if I got a receipt. Maybe I could refund it and then order the actual brush from the Burston House Redecker brand so that it could dangle properly. Let me just check. I do not have the receipt. We'll have to do with that. Make do with that. Oh, that bothers me so much. How would I put it? A lot of purchases, I think, is when someone notices a slight fault or a need for improvement in their daily routine, but it's not particularly necessary. For example, like noticing the lime scale build up on your kettle. It's not like a big issue, but you're like, oh yeah, I'm noticing the lime scale building up in my kettle. And then you find this kettle descaler and then you pattern match, and especially for people like me who pattern match like crazy, I'm like, damn, this is literally meant for me. And then I buy it. But also, look how cute it is. And it's so niche, I think. Niche in like as a Korean person, it's like, wow, how quintessentially British it is to sell a kettle descaler, and also made in the UK. But I do see that it has translations in French, German, Dutch, and Spanish. So maybe it's like a sort of a European thing, but still, this is like a cultural artifact, I think. And it has tea on it and jammy dodgers. Like, dude, this is so cool. Like, this is so British. This makes me feel so British. So I got it. I felt kind of weird saying that. It's not like I want to feel British, but it's like I want to partake in some of the culture, like kettle descaling. Yeah. But I've been sort of contemplating about the use of bar soap as opposed to liquid soap. So it like has a nicer texture, has more of a tangible physical quality to it than a pumping dish soap. Like you can hold the thing itself, but then the liquid soap you have to hold the container. Does that make sense? Bar soaps come in like different varieties. You can have like lamb's milk or like goat's milk, and like you can even make it yourself. So I thought, yeah, maybe I could move on to bar soap. As a kid, I just I remember like bar soap placed wrongly, or like the water accumulating at the base and then like melting the little bits, and I heard that is like quite unhygienic. I bought this plate soap holder. It doesn't drain, which is a huge problem, but I love glass blocks, and I don't have a glass block in the house, and I've always admired like architectural details with glass blocks in it, and maybe that is where it comes from. Like it's less about the bar soap and a lot about the fact that it looks architecturally cool, but also kind of about the bar soap. So I got it. Maybe I could put like a bar of cheddar cheese on it. This could easily be £50, but it was £10. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna get this. Yeah, I think that's it for the hardware shop. Oh, no, actually it's not. I also bought high quality cloths. And this one has like really nice texture. And it's quite soft. And it has a color palette of those like squeaky chicken toy. But I thought I could definitely like cut some out and then like stitch it onto my shirt and have a different like contrasting texture. So I got it. This one, I forgot what this is for. I think it's also some kind of like a dish drying cloth maybe. This has like the texture of silverware wiping cloth, and maybe one of those cloths that you put on top of ebony piano keys. I don't know if you can tell, but it's really nice. It's quite soft. Quite dusty though. And then I also got a dishcloth, which I don't think I'm going to use as a dishcloth because again, like it harvests too much bacteria. But I do like that it's like a bag that is closed. Like there's an inside to this that you can't access. Like, ooh, quite interesting, you know? Metaphysically interesting? No, that's not true. Is it true? Moving on, I was about to go home, but I passed by this vintage warehouse that I wanted to visit. But it was open this time. Usually it's closed, and they were selling spring plants, spring flower bulbs, and I thought this is really nice. It's a painted lady iris. Ever since I think I decided to get my shrimp tank, I thought, yeah, let's commit to slightly more things that need care, even if I'm gonna move away, because it reminds you that it's spring now, and I could still plant it in the communal garden. And then I walked around, but the actual vintage store was very interesting. Like, I think a lot of antique shops harbor items and objects that stand the time, and like the further it goes to the past, they tend to have stronger auras, like because like it absorbs energy through time. When you go to the Met, like those museums with ancient artifacts, British Museum, like you can definitely feel like insane aura of those ancient artifacts. I think Mayan was pre-classical, but they have like stone carvings and stuff, and I definitely feel like, wow, that's some spiritual shit going on there. and the warehouse also had some of that energy pulled in different places. And one of the rooms had a lot of like yin, shady, dark energy pulled into it. And you could definitely tell when you walk into a room, like you have that kind of like, there's like this waft of like musty smell that feels like this room definitely hasn't been aerated. And also like you can smell, I think it might be tannin of the wood, like some kind of deteriorating smell, but not in like a unpleasant way, just kind of in a, I don't know, like a ghosty way. And that room had that vibe. And it just had one door going into a room. So like the end of the room had like this like shady, shadowy, pulled energy. And when I was like, there's definitely a ghost at the end of that room in the corner, because that's like feng shui says ghosts tend to stay in corners and stuff. But then as I like turn around, there was like this gestury, sinister looking clown Joker man that was the handle of a mug cup, and I was like, oh my god, that's so creepy. And I looked around, and like this room had a lot of like weird artifacts and stuff, and like some laughing Buddha sculptures and stuff. But then I noticed this one little tiny stone carving that felt virtuous, like I could depend on it, like trustworthy, and you know, like, what do you call it, courageous, like good words and good associations. And it was this little cat totem carving. But I think like something about this exact silhouette of the cat feels good. The eyes are like wonky, which makes it feel spiritual. I thought I really want this cat. But then the owner is really annoying because he's Lindy, right? And I'm like, can I have this cat? And he's like, which cat? And then he like refused to move towards that cabinet because he was busy doing shit. I just kept waiting patiently until he came. And I said, like, can I have this? And he said, I don't know if that's for sale, and I don't know where the keys are for the cabinet. And I felt like this guy fucking lying to me. And he was like, I'll look for the keys, because I just kept standing there. He came back, and then he reached on top of the cabinet and then got the keys. So the keys were already on top of the cabinet, and he probably knew that. Like, how would he not know that? He opened the cabinet and he said, I don't think that cat's for sale. And he picked it up and it had a fucking price tag on it. And he's like, oh, I guess it is. But yeah, man, fuck that guy. I bought it. And I'm happy I got it. It has that kind of quality where I could just like walk around like rubbing it. Maybe even in kind of like a stim toy way, but also like a spiritual bead counting object way. Yeah, in a reality check way. So yeah, I really like this, and I kind of want to get more of these interesting stone carvings, but it's quite hard to find the right one. And then lastly, I got this J&E Simpson aerated glass bottle. I did like a brief research, and I think this is pre-1920s spring water bottle, and it even has like a logo of some fist holding the bottle. I thought it was quite cool. Like, a lot of bottles these days don't have thick ass necks like this. Like, it's a weird shape. Kind of looks like a dildo. Mostly, like, it feels robust in the same way that this like glass block feels robust, and I think Seb would like it. But yeah, that concludes my haul, and I'm quite happy with it. I think it's like today's inspiration, and I hope to get more high aura objects, and I think like high quality stuff, materials definitely have more aura condensed into them, and like things like good wood, like wood from majestic trees, high quality metal from like some Japanese master craftsmen, you know, and that kind of stuff. I'd rather like have a few high quality, high aura objects in my house than like a lot of quickly produced objects, you know? yeah,